Hi guys, what's up? My name is Hans Johansen. I am here in Oslo, Norway. Today is May 11, 2022. This is a shout out and a message and an introduction to fellow Hexicans, fellow Pulseicans. This is a video to announce myself to the Hex and PulseChain community. I am a Hexican, I am a Pulseican, I am someone who's been involved with crypto since 2010. I've done conferences down in Spain called BizWeek. I have met Richard Hart. I have done big gatherings, 140 people down in Gran Canaria in Spain, all around crypto. So I've been in this game for some time, and I am a YouTuber as well. I've done hundreds of YouTubes around economics, monetary policy, politics. So I am someone who's done a lot online, and some people will know me maybe from that world, but there is a new exciting now community building around the PulseChain especially, and Pulse and Hex and PulseX and all of that. And I want to be a part of that community and contribute to that community specifically in a sort of separate push, and this is the introduction kind of to that push. So I want to give a shout out to so many of the influencers, the participants in that community already that I follow, and I won't say I'm a full-time Richard Hart ecosystem crypto guy, but I am very much into that whole thing, and I'm super excited about the launch of the PulseChain now. And the reason why I'm coming out to you and reaching out to you like this now in May is, of course, because the PulseChain is imminently launching. We can see that maybe any day. I still believe there might be a few days, maybe a few weeks until we're actually launching. And the reason why I'm reaching out to the community now, introducing myself, saying hello, is that I'm working on some projects, some PulseChain centric projects, and I've come to realize that the best way to launch my projects that I've been working on through the winter, thinking about and conceptualizing, is to actually launch it on Ethereum, and then to be part of the copy, the snapshot over to PulseChain, in order for these concepts, these ideas, these projects to exist on both chains and be able to take advantage of that. And I intend to do a lot more, so I hope to become a part of the community. All right. So I'm going to be very specific in the reason why I'm doing this now, because I want to get some traction on these projects on Ethereum before we move over to PulseChain. We in the PulseChain community, of course, realize that we got to have as much going on as possible. Excitement, onboarding onto PulseChain, Pulse, PulseX, Hex, the whole ecosystem. That's what it's all about. And a big admiration I have for, all the people who's done so much already, of course, to Richard Hart, but everyone in the community that's now been growing up organically. What we saw there with the big conference, the Hex conference in Las Vegas. Of course, I'm here in Norway. I couldn't attend that, but I was very excited to follow it and see the presentations and what Maddie Olin did there. Amazing. A big salute to you, sir. And so many others have done so much also. There's like a public community, and there's so much going on the backside of the curtain as well. So both those things are just as important. So what I want to get some traction on I'm working on a handful of projects actually. I've been thinking planning through the winter now since the sacrifice. I participated in the PLS sacrifice and the PLSX sacrifice, and I've been thinking, working through the winter on what can I contribute, what can I do, what can I add. And I had a couple of prerequisites for what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something that would add value, so that with the projects I launch, the world is better, there's more value than if it wasn't launched. And I also want to do things that are in such a way that you can't really do it on the projects that Richard Hart is doing himself. So these were sort of my two prerequisites. And I've been working on many different kinds of ideas, and a lot of it has been put to the side, but a handful I'm now working on launching. And this is kind of a launch video. And I hope to get some interest, excitement, to be part of this and to see the value in this, and that you want to be part and push this and get some traction going on that, because it's good for everyone in the community, and you will also see the benefit of getting some traction on Ethereum before we launch PulseChain. So, okay, 2 projects I want to talk to you about. The first, it's a dog meme coin, okay? I'm generally not a huge proponent of dog meme coins, but working on this concept through the winter, a dog meme coin was such an obvious thing, and there's so many dog meme coins already, so I thought, why can't I launch another? So we're doing a dog meme coin, but with a purpose. And the purpose of the meme coin is to educate about security, crypto security, coin security. So it's a guard dog. It's a dog meme coin guard dog. And the dog is Ben Big. Welcome, meet Ben Big. It's an English bulldog guard dog. Okay, fair enough. I'll talk more about that. But the dog meme coin is not what I really want to talk to you about today, because everyone in this ecosystem gets the idea right away. What I really want to talk to you about is how we can use the PulseChain for more. Well, there's a bumblebee that's stuck in some plastic here. Can you hear that? I want to see if I can release him or her. Oh, okay, it stopped. What I really want to talk to you about is the fact that the PulseChain can be used for so much more than the sort of monetary aspect that we see as the first starting point of the PulseChain, what we can do on PulseChain. Number go up to the right, building your bag and making your bag bigger is, of course, in the self-interest of everyone. So it's like the most apparent, the most immediate, the most... I totally get it, and I'm in on it as well to do that. But the PulseChain and the blockchain can do so much more. And it just happens to be, I'm an internet entrepreneur. I've done multiple startups and been working in this field since way back. I used to go to UC Berkeley back in the 90s, and I sort of committed myself to the internet and this new information explosion at that time. And one of the things I've been working on during the last few years is identity concepts. How do you build an identity? How do you keep an account? How do you manage an online identity? How do you do all that? And I've actually worked on a startup that's been using the mobile phone number as the identity carrier, as we call it. And I've been all over the place working on that. We've got some government grants and things for that concept. NumberCom, it's called. But the key point is the insight I got there is the importance of the identity and the identity carrier, and what you can do once you have an identity. And what I saw, what I've been seeing while setting up my PulseChain, everything around that, is, setting up new accounts, setting up these new treasures, these ledgers. I've been testing all kinds of stuff. Is that what you have with a new account, with a treasure or a ledger or whatever you're starting out, you set up the 12 or the 24, preferably 24 seed words, is you have an account that can be used for so much more. We think of that account as a wallet today, but it can be so much more. It can be other things as well. It can be your identity online, and you can build an identity on that. So this is the concept I want to talk to you about now, is this concept of building an online identity from an online account on PulseChain. And this should be a separate account, a totally separate account from your money account. This is an identity account. This is two different things. And preferably you want to separate them completely. What I suggest is to set up a brand new account in a brand new browser. Because this will not be monetary, you might not need to have a hardware wallet for this concept, but you can use a new browser, set up a new account, 12 or 24 seed words that you should secure, because this will be your online identity. You should secure them, and it's actually just as important to secure that. You should kind of use a hardware wallet, but because we want to do so many transactions, it will be very cumbersome to use that, ledger or treasure every time you want to do a transaction. So I suggest set up a new browser. I propose the Opera browser or the Vivaldi browser. These are two Norwegian browsers. A friend of mine here in Norway has set up those companies. But you can use any other browser than your main browser, where you have your main Metamask wallet. Set up a new browser, a new Metamask wallet, or any other wallet, a new Metamask account that will be your identity account. And then what we do is start sending each other social tokens to build our social graphs. We send each other social tokens, friendship requests, follows, karma requests, pokings. We can poke each other. We start mapping out these accounts, and we keep them separate from our money accounts, so we don't dox ourselves and each other. And we build a social graph, and we build a social network on top of that. And what we call that, the idea is that we have to launch on Ethereum and then be on PulseChain. It will be a PulseChain centric project, and we will remind people we will market this on PulseChain and Ethereum, and carry people from Ethereum and over to PulseChain by every time people using this project being reminded of PulseChain, PLS. So the name of the project is Facepulse. Facepulse. Facepulse.com. You can check out the website now, facepulse.com. And we've issued 100 trillion coins, Facepulse friend token. And we also issued a number of other tokens, poke, follow, karma, love you, thank you, all kinds of tokens, many different tokens. These are already minted now on Ethereum. And I've said that the way we do that is we write Facepulse and then our address. Facepulse, 2 dots, and then our address, our account that we use for this social networking. And we share that, and we share these tokens, and we send these tokens to each other, and we build up then a new, fully decentralized social graph. And on that social graph that's on the blockchain, you can already see this a rudimentary kind of version of this already. If you click around on Etherscan, you can see your own account and you can see who you send social tokens to, and you can say, oh yeah, I know that's him and that's her and that's and oh, he sent him 10 karma tokens and she sent him back a friend request, and this is how this network will build. And I'm gonna challenge and I'm gonna fund developers to build specific applications on this data layer, on the data layer that we are building on Facepulse, and sending these tokens to each other. And I imagine that this will be a separate universe. This will be an app on your phone. You will open that app, you will open a new Facepulse account, you will get your 24 seed words, you will write them down, and you will start sending tokens to your friends, and the application layer will present this in a nice user interface that people won't even fully, it will be very different from the sort of monetary way we use Metamask and Ethereum and PulseChain now in the beginning. That will continue as like a monetary track on PulseChain, but there will be a different track, a different universe, a different dimension to the PulseChain, fully decentralized, permissionlessness, social structure, a social web, a social graph for each and every one of us and our interconnectedness. And we will claim those accounts and show our identity, maybe in different levels. You can have a pseudonym, you can have your real name, you can have a verified like blue check mark. The apps on top will do that, and there might be many different kinds of applications that will use this identity layer on the PulseChain. You get the idea. And since we wanted to now launch this as soon as possible, I'm launching it today. This is the video sort of telling this to the community. And what I hope is that you will like it. Check it out, facepulse.com. And if you like it, and if you want to take part in this, what I hope you will do is to set up a new browser on your computer, set up a new Metamask with a new account idea, and post that in as a comment to this video here, in the comment, Facepulse and your address. And I hope you will share this video, maybe do your own videos about Facepulse, because there's a unique time right now before the launch of PulseChain that we can talk about things like that and share. Once PulseChain launches, it will be crazy. It will be very difficult to introduce new ideas, new concepts for a while, because it will be like a frenzy. But because I think there's still some time, maybe a few weeks, we can get things like this going and introduce something new, if we get this going, and if the social graph on the blockchain is built on PulseChain, that will benefit all of us tremendously. That will increase our bags, our holdings, the PLS. All of that will increase massively if we are able to capture that value of the social graph on the PulseChain. And the reason why it can be done on the PulseChain, of course, is that if I send you a friend token on Ethereum now, it costs $20, $15, $20, $30, $40, but on PulseChain it will be close to free, right? For at least some time, for at least the time we need in the beginning to start these social graphs to be created. Then if PulseChain becomes expensive, we'll figure out something smart, but that's a year, 2, 3 into the future. So in the beginning, it will be almost free to send tokens on PulseChain, so we can start building this. We can give each other credits, kudos, karma, thank you, friend, follow, poke. Create your own coins to share on Facepulse. And get people on Ethereum. Share coins on Ethereum. Share, friendship tokens. And create new tokens there. So we in the PulseChain community already have an amazing community. So we already sort of have the start of this in the community itself. And everyone is so interested in building this community further. And people are talking about the PulseChain, the Hex community could be, there's like the public community that's like a few hundred people. And then there are the few tens of thousands of wallets and 100,000 of wallets. And we want to increase all of that by a factor of 10 at least. But with Facepulse, we could be the new social layer, the new thing. We could increase the community by a millionfold. So I imagine that, the first introduction to the PulseChain whole ecosystem in India, in China, 3 years from now, might be that people get introduced to Facepulse first. And then they, oh wow, Facepulse, yeah, social network, and it reminds me of another social network that I've been trying out, with kind of a recognition effect there. Much easier to onboard when you have people recognizing some of the patterns for the workings. And then oh, there's also a currency and PLS, and there's a blockchain, and so there's tremendous opportunity in this. And yeah, okay, you get the idea. Please, if you like it, set up a new browser, a new Metamask account, 24 or 12 seed words. Share your Facepulse, your address with me in the comment field or whatever on make your own videos, share in comment fields around in your signature, on the emails or everywhere, and I will send you tokens on Ethereum now, a bunch of tokens, so that you can share that on. So everyone who becomes now the first users of Facepulse will get tokens from me on Ethereum. I will cover the cost for sending those. And please, if you like, try to find others that can spread the word and send them tokens. If you are among the first now to set up your Facepulse account and you share that, I will send you, 1,000, 10,000 Facepulse from my account. I will send you Facepulse tokens that you can share on to your friends. So we get the first start of this going on Ethereum, and once PulseChain is up and running where we can share this on for free, then we will have a massive spread and onboarding and everything. You get the idea. Thank you for listening so far, and thank you for the community, and I hope to be a part of that community and to build forward. I'm super excited about everything that's going on. So please comment in the field below. I need all kinds of feedback. Be part of the community. Create memes for Facepulse. Create memes and graphics for Ben Big as well. And help this get going. I have a few more projects that I will talk about later in later videos. This is the first one. And you see the reason why I'm doing it now. It's not as finished and polished as Richard Hart likes his projects to be. And that's because I cannot do this full time. And I wish I had more time to polish my projects more, to be fully tight and perfect. But you just have to go out there and get a minimum viable product going, share it like I'm doing now, get feedback, and then we're off to the races, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm Hans Johansen. Find me on hansjohansen.com, hansjohansen.com. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. They threw me out. But I'm in social media, and I would love to be in touch with you. I would love to talk to you. Anyone want to do a chat with me or have me on a show or something to talk about this, I'm very, very willing to do that, and I hope to see you soon.